Okay, so this is called I Nagged My Wife into Watching a Match of Magic with Me. And today I have, Rachel here with me. Do you want to say hi to the audience?
Hello.
Now, you don't know very much about Magic the Gathering at all, do you?
No, I just know all the random things I've learned over the last few years.
Well, we've played some games. You can put lands on the field and cast creature spells.
Yep, and that's about it.
Yeah, you don't quite know how instants work very well. And you don't know what planeswalkers are.
But I know that magic decks can be expensive. And
yeah, that's the number one and most important detail.
And I pretend to not look at how much cards sometimes cost.
Well, today we're going to look at some very expensive magic decks. We're going to watch a match of Grixis Death Shadow versus Amulet Titan. And I'm going to try and explain to Rachel exactly what's going on and try and make some sense of it all for her.
That already sounds intense.
Yeah, so Amulet Titan is kind of one of the more complicated decks in Magic.
Oh gosh, that's not good.
And Death Shadow's okay. It's pretty easy to understand. So, essentially how Grixis Death Shadow works is there's this creature here,
Okay, yeah.
And it gets bigger the lower your life total is. So, it starts out, you can't play it until you're at least 12 life, because it'll die, because it'll be too small.
Okay.
And then if you get down to 5 life, it'll be 8 power, 8 toughness.
Okay.
And if you get down to 3 life, it'll be 10 power and 10 toughness, that sort of thing.
I kind of know what power and toughness is, but I sometimes get confused.
It's the little numbers in the bottom right.
Yeah.
We're going to get through this, it's fine. Yeah, so the idea is to deal as much damage to yourself as possible and play your huge creature that only costs 1 black mana.
Okay.
Which is very unfair.
Yeah.
And Amulet Titan is a deck that tries to kill its opponent in 1 turn, or something like that.
Yeah.
Basically tries to play this guy, Primeval Titan, as fast as possible, which is a 6 mana card, and it does that by playing a bunch of lands. So normally you can only play 1 land per turn, but this deck lets you play up to 3 lands most of the time.
Okay.
So that's the general idea. And we're going to just jump right into it. So let's go! Okay, so they've drawn their hands and they're trying to figure out who's going first.
I like the guy with the blue sleeves.
The blue sleeves are pretty cool.
They look cooler than the yellow sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got Jay versus Miles here. And it looks like Miles is going first, which is very important in Modern.
Okay. So who's playing which deck?
Miles is playing Amulet Titan on the right, and Jay's playing Death Shadow on the left. So he's just played a Sakura Tribe Scout, which lets him play an extra land during each of his turns.
Okay,
so
that sounds good.
So next turn he's going to play 2 lands.
Okay, except I've already forgotten which one has what creature and how we play. I've kind of got it, but I don't remember the name of each one. So I guess we'll see.
Okay, well, Jay's playing Death Shadow, so he's going to straight away play a land that deals damage to him.
But which one's Jay?
On the left.
Okay.
That guy in the yellow.
Okay. Yellow.
Yeah?
Let's go with yellow.
Yeah. And he's going to play another land. So he used the land to search for another land from his deck. That's a very important part of Modern, is you can play lands that let you find lands from your deck.
Okay, yeah.
And he uses it to deal even more damage to himself.
Because he's the one who wants to damage himself lost.
Yeah, so he's already dealt.
Card.
Yeah, he's already dealt 3 damage to himself.
Okay.
And he's going to look at Miles's hand and grab a card from it. So,
right, see.
Inquisition of Kozilek means you get to look at their hand and take a card that costs 3 mana or less. So.
And is he writing down all his cards on purpose?
Yes, so instead of having to remember it, you get to write down the cards so you don't forget.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So there's an Explore, which you could take, which might be useful, but there's a Summoner's Pact as well. But Summoner's Pact is usually used to find a Primeval Titan, which is already in hand.
That card sounds intense.
So he takes the Explore, which lets Miles play an extra land. So yeah, just more cards that let Miles play as many lands as possible.
Okay. And I know lands are good, because then you can play other things.
Yeah, and even better is Miles' lands tap for 2 mana, like that card he's got on the top there. That's a Selesnya Sanctuary.
Oh, what?
So they play a special kind of land which taps for 2 mana for only one land, but you have to return a land to your hand when you play it. So it's kind of like it puts you up, but you have to minus your land in order to play it.
And then you
replay the land
on the next turn or whatever.
Except he gets to play 2.
Okay. That's
so
kind
the
of
downside
confusing.
this deck is kind of confusing.
Okay.
But it's not working out that great for him. Oh, he just drew the best card in his deck almost.
Oh.
An Amulet of Vigor. That's like part of. So this deck's called Amulet Titan, right?
Yep.
So he's got Titan and he just drew the Amulet.
And then they go together?
They go together and work together to produce a ridiculous amount of mana sometimes. But I'm not sure if he can actually play the Titan this turn. It might have to wait till next turn.
And now we're on the yellow deck.
I think Jay's responding to that Amulet by drawing a card to see if he can find a counter spell to stop him from casting it.
Oh, so he actually played the Amulet.
Yeah, but the Amulet it didn't work, so the Amulet's in play now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that means now that all lands that Miles plays that would normally enter tapped now come in untapped, which means he can use them immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, because the downside the part of the problem with playing that land he's got there, holding there, is that it will come into play tapped, so you can't use it on the turn you play it.
Yeah.
But Amulet of Vigor negates that, so now he gets to use the 2 mana straight away. Oh,
okay,
he did get to...
So is it still his turn?
Yeah, he's still going. Oh, he did get to play the Primeval Titan. My maths is wrong. I haven't played this deck before, so, I didn't do the maths properly. Oh, it looks like Jay conceded because we didn't get to see the combo go off but because Miles got the Titan in play, basically he's going to win the game eventually by searching for a whole bunch of lands from his deck.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was a bummer deck.
Yeah, and all because he top-decked that Amulet of Vigor. So now we're going to go into game 2.
Oh, okay. Game 1 was fast,
yeah,
but kind of confusing.
Yeah, and Jay gets to go first this time because he lost.
Okay.
And he's going to go straight away, deal 3 damage to himself, as always. And what's he going to cast? I can't really see what he's got. He might have a Thoughtseize. Or a Serum Visions, maybe. Oh, it is a Serum Visions. So this is just a card that draws a card.
Oh, yeah.
And then looks at the top 2 cards of his library.
And then pick.
And pick which one he wants to... Well, he can pick any number of them to stay on top or go on the bottom. And he does one of each. And now he's going to cast... Well, he's not casting it, it's cycling. So you can discard that Street Wraith to draw another card. And pay 2 life.
Oh, so you've got more cards.
Yeah, and he's already dealt 5 damage to himself. And Miles leads off with a turn 1 Amulet of Vigor, which is basically always what you want to do with that deck.
Yeah.
So 1 combo piece in play already.
Mm-hmm. You don't need very much to play it then, clearly. If you
don't need very much.
Or do you not need lands to play it?
Well, Amulet of Vigor only costs 1 mana, so...
Then wait, what did he just do now?
That's an Inquisition of Kozilek. So Jake just cast Inquisition of Kozilek, and now Miles is revealing his hand so that Jake can pick what to discard. It's the same as last game.
Okay, that makes more sense again. I was like, why is he putting all his cards
The glare's pretty bad, but I can see there's an Engineered Explosives, probably a land of some kind. Just usual watching live Magic things, can't see what the cards actually are.
Okay, yeah.
This is an eternal struggle of watching Magic.
Oh, I see.
What's he discarding? Oh, Azusa. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So Azusa lets you play 2 extra lands a turn.
Yeah.
Which is really important.
Oh, because that would make quite a big difference if you're playing something big.
Yeah, you can make lots of mana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of mana. All that land.
And now Jay's dealing even more damage to himself. And Thoughtseizing, so he has to reveal his hand again and discard another card.
Oh, right. I was going to say, what's the point in that when he already knows what's in it? But I guess that's the point. He can get rid of another card.
Yeah, he gets to pick something else. Still a mystery, though, as to what is actually in there. We'll find out at some point.
Because we cannot see it.
Yeah. So this is pretty typical. Okay, so there's a couple lands, a Hornet Queen, an Ancient Stirrings, and an Engineered Explosives. So there's 2 lands, and Ancient Stirrings is mostly for trying to find more lands. It just lets you draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
Engineered Explosives is it's basically destroy things that have a certain mana cost. So you can just play it and destroy all Death Shadows or something if he plays it for 1.
Okay.
So, yeah,
well,
so he takes that because it's a removal spell for his creature, basically.
do you know cards so well that you can tell what they are just by looking at the picture?
Yeah. I've played a lot of Modern, right? I can't actually read any of this.
No, that's why I assumed that you could just tell by the picture.
Yeah, alright, so Jay's plan has basically been completely messed up here.
Because he's got, thingy, what?
All his cards got discarded.
Oh, no!
This is pretty usual for playing against Death Shadow. You just get all your hands discarded. It's pretty annoying. So you kind of following a little bit, or am I confusing you?
No, it kind of makes sense. A little bit.
Yeah, so here comes the Ancient Stirrings. It's just gonna...
did he play something so he could pick up more cards?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he gets to look at the top 5 cards of his deck and...
but he's not keeping them all.
Pick a colourless card. He gets to pick 1 card, and usually it's probably going to be a land because he's already got an Amulet of Vigor. So what's he got there? It's it's another Amulet of Vigor. That might actually be better because it might let him play more things.
Does he not need to pay a land to play the Amulet?
Oh, he wasn't playing it. Oh, now he's playing it. He already had a mana left over from casting the Ancient Stirrings.
Okay.
So he gets to cast it straight away, yeah. So possibly next turn? No, probably not. He can make 6 mana next turn, which is enough to cast a Titan, but not. Oh, is it 8? Wait, I haven't played this deck enough. I need to try and figure out how much exactly he can make. So plays a Karoo land. It untaps. He taps for 2. It untaps again. He taps it again. Yeah, that is 6. That's enough for a Titan, but not enough for the Hornet Queen that's in his hand, so he might have to draw well. And meanwhile, Jay's just drawing cards and thinking about what to play. It's all very complicated. I think this was one of the competitive Moderns that we held quite a while ago at Game Corner, so everyone's playing really seriously.
Yeah.
It's a Gurmag Angler, so that's one of the smaller creatures in Jay's deck. It's a 5/5 zombie fish.
It's a zombie fish?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it costs 6 mana, but you can reduce the cost by exiling cards from your graveyard. So for each card you move from your exile pile to your... move from your graveyard pile to your exile pile, it gets cheaper.
Is the difference between them, are exile piles like cards you can't bring back and graveyard cards you can bring back?
Yeah, so usually you can... There's loads of spells that let you return things from
your graveyard,
but there's maybe 1 or 2 that let you return things from exile.
That doesn't seem like a bad cost then, if you just get rid of things from your graveyard.
Wow, you should have told Wizards of the Coast developers that back in 2015. Yes, turns out it's actually really easy, and it caused a lot of cards to be banned from a lot of different formats.
Oh, because people would just be like, I'll just reincarnate this really good card.
Yeah.
Okay. Except I didn't totally miss anything else that went on.
I don't think much else happened.
Okay.
Okay, so wait, he didn't play a Karoo land. So now he's tapping 3 mana to play. Maybe there's an Azusa in there? So he's just playing his Simic Growth Chamber, which makes 2 mana each time. It untaps twice, so he gets to use it twice.
In a turn.
Yeah. And then, so he makes a total of 7 mana and plays his Haunt Queen, which makes a whole bunch of bees, which are represented by an upside down magic card.
Oh, okay, right. I was about to ask what that upside down magic card was.
Yeah,
but
so
that's bees.
So just pretend that there's 4 bees. Oh no, there we go. Now we have 4 upside down magic cards to represent 4 bees.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, I see.
So they have flying and death touch, so that whenever anything that gets hit by them will die immediately. Because they're bees, poisonous bees, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is pretty annoying for Jay's deck because he's only got so many creatures and it's pretty hard for him to remove a random bee so that he can start attacking. So basically Jay can't attack anymore unless he finds some way to get rid of all those bees.
Oh, damn bees! Bzz.
Yeah, something like that. So yep, there we go. He's managed to get rid of 2 out of the 4 bees.
Yay!
Which is not ideal.
Oh.
That's it feels really bad to use 2 cards just to get rid of some random bees that have been made by 1 card.
Why did he have to use 2 cards to get rid of them both?
Well, they can only kill 1 creature per card. So.
Oh, that's whatever he played.
Yeah, it was 2 Fatal Push, which
okay.
is just destroy a creature.
Oh, okay, and then it dies.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Oh, this is a weird one. Oh, okay. So Jay's playing a bit of a sideboard card there. It's not very useful at the moment. Well, actually, it kind of is shutting off that. Oh no, he gets to just do it in response. So Jay's playing a Ashiok, which is a Planeswalker, which I'll explain later.
Yeah.
It's not really very relevant at the moment, but essentially it's saying that Miles won't be able to search his library for anything. But in response to that, Miles searches his library for a Primeval Titan.
What? Okay.
So I'm going to have to explain to you how the stack works here. Whenever someone plays a card, your opponent has an option to do something in response to that thing.
Yeah.
So while the card is still on the stack, which is an imaginary zone that we have on the field,
okay,
you can cast another spell and put that on top of it on the stack. And then the stack resolves from the top to the bottom, so the thing that got cast most recently will happen first.
I am a little bit confused about this. You might have to explain
I'll explain it to you
later.
off camera.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what happens is Miles went and got a Primeval Titan from his library.
Okay. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's his turn again. And he's probably going to play this Primeval Titan.
Is he?
Oh no, he didn't. Oh no, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so part of casting Summoner's Pact is that you have to tap 4 mana on your upkeep or you lose the game.
Okay.
So he had to just tap most of his lands there.
Yeah.
So he's going to get to cast the Titan next turn.
Okay, when he has more lands.
Yeah. And Jay still just can't deal with these bees, basically. And he concedes.
What?
That's it.
Why does he keep conceding?
Because he just can't deal with
It's
the stuff that Miles was going. You know,
it's just lame though.
Yeah, we didn't get to see the combo play out, which was pretty bad. I don't actually know 100% off the top of my head how it works, so you're just gonna have to imagine that he searches his library for a whole bunch of lands that give his Primeval Titan haste, and then which means it can attack straight away, and then gives it lots of attack buffs so that it deals 1 hit damage, 20 damage in one hit, basically. Yeah.
I see.
And Jay's already at 6, so he probably doesn't even need to do all the attack buffs anyway, so...
Jay hasn't really sold his deck to me here. Like, you know, he just deals himself a whole lot of damage, and then when he can't deal with the opponent's deck anymore, he just gives up!
Yeah, well, a lot of people just do that, don't they? In Magic. Yeah, like, it was pretty bad position, like, using 2 Fatal Pushes just to kill some random bees. And then there was obviously going to be the Primeval Titan coming down and instantly winning the game as soon as it resolved, so that's basically it, yeah.
Magic people think differently to sports people.
Yeah, never give up is sometimes a thing you can do, but when there is an actual, like, it's like if your opponent is already past the finish line, maybe you should give up then. That's kind of that philosophy there, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's modern, basically. Like, you try to... Like, Jay tried his best to stop Miles from doing stuff, and then Miles just did it anyway, you know?
Yeah.
He just... Like, turn 1 Inquisition, discarding Azusa is pretty strong, and then the second... the Thoughtseizes didn't really get very much, like it just discarded the engineered explosives, which is not actually that great. And then Miles obviously drew into the Summoner's Pact, which was basically game over because Jay didn't draw another discard spell. That was it. I think Death Shadow doesn't do very well against those kind of combo decks. I could be wrong. So that's modern. What do you think?
Wow, it was interesting and a little bit confusing.
Do you think you could one day aspire to play this format?
I'm sure I could play it one day. You know, if I put some more time into Magic playing and between Viking.
I did try to play Modern with you once on our honeymoon. It didn't really work out very well.
Was that with your normal
that
cards?
That was Affinity versus Dredge. I'm pretty sure, and it didn't really work out.
Yeah. Well, I like the beginner decks for now.
Yeah, we'll stick to those free sample decks for now.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks everyone for listening in. That was pretty funny, I thought. Maybe we'll try again sometime, but maybe with some other people, because I don't think Rachel can handle any more Modern.
I could survive another one, maybe.
Alright.
Maybe make it simpler decks.
Alright, we'll try that next time. Bye.